seen this before. The story of Devadatta.
When we enlighten ourselves on the story of Devadatta, always remember that there is a fine line between good and evil sages. Focusing based solely on the intent of the sage to know who is incorrect, then that separation is well defined by the behavior of that individual. As spiritual independence states, quote, "The internal battle between fundamental good and fundamental evil has played out repeatedly throughout the history of Buddhism. The first and most instructive tale is the story of Devadatta. It takes place in the time of Shakyamuni Buddha in India and explains the spirit believers should adopt to protect the Buddhist order. Devadatta, a cousin and disciple of Shakyamuni, represents the universal tendency towards evil behavior. Driven by jealousy and ambition, he attempted to take control of the Buddhist community and lead people away from Buddha's teaching. He lured a number of monks away from the Buddhist order, creating a schism among the Buddha's disciples and influencing the overthrow of the king, who was an ardent supporter of Shakyamuni. Shakyamuni took immediate action to reveal the deception and severely and publicly rebuked Devadatta." Unquote. There are many famous stories which reveal the behavior of Devadatta, and all lead to the conclusion that his intentions were very false indeed. As Nichiren Daishonin explains, the world-honored one cursed Devadatta, saying, "You are a fool who licks the spit of others." Devadatta felt as though a poisoned arrow had been shot into his breast, and he cried out in anger, declaring, "Gautama is no Buddha. No matter what kind of evil conduct I might be guilty of, he ought to admonish me in private for it. But to publicly and outrageously accuse me of faults in front of human and heavenly beings, is this the behavior appropriate to a great man or a Buddha?" Later on, Spiritual Independence states, quote, "On the surface, this doesn't sound like the proper behavior of a Buddha, but Shakyamuni's intentions was to awaken Devadatta to the seriousness of his transgression, as well as to alert others to avoid similar behavior." President Ikeda explains Shakyamuni's criticism of Devadatta, quote, "Shakyamuni thoroughly reproached Devadatta's evil. There is no doubt about that. It is by denouncing evil that we can cause such people to open their eyes." Unquote. That's so weird. That guy looks just how I imagined Devadatta.
We were just about to chant for you. Oh, well, I was just chanting for both of you. I wanted to talk to you about what happened earlier today. Joe, Mimi must have told you what I said about you.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I realized all I was doing was causing disunity and distress in our organization, and I'm very sorry for that. Joe, I really shouldn't have said that you shouldn't get guidance from Joe.
Thank you, Elle. I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I have so much to make up for because I realized no one's ever spoken up to me about what I was doing wrong with giving guidance to, my members. Guidance isn't about giving advice. It's supposed to be about encouraging members and leading you to the Gohon Zone and our mentor.
Wow. Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
Yeah, and you know, I'm so appreciative because I really feel that you know, you made me realize what I was doing wrong, and I think
No, this is amazing. You've come so far, and for you to recognize your own weaknesses, that's so strong.
you guys, thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Hey, do you guys know of a man in Buddhist history named Devadatta?
Nichiren Daishonin writes, "Those who fall into the evil paths because of their mistaken practice of Buddhism outnumber the dust particles of the land, while those who attain the Buddha way by practicing the correct teaching are fewer than the specks of dirt that can be placed on a fingernail." He also says, "When one is deluded, it is as if one were dreaming. And when one is enlightened, it is as if one has awakened, thus entering the Buddha zone."
Thank you,